vamos dar início aí, né? Vamos fazer umas caches aí que tá sem fazer, que é o do Tignari e do Kazuha. E eu acho que eu vou fazer do Kazuha primeiro, depois do Tignari. Mas antes, deixa eu colocar uma capinha. Deixa eu colocar uma capinha ideal no meu Genshin aqui. Só um segundo. Deixa um likeinho. Alternar. Salvar. Pronto. Agora eu vou aqui. Volta aqui. Clique aqui. Conteúdos. Playlist. Genshin. Entra aqui de novo. Clique aqui.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Meu Deus, cadê minha capa, velho? Imagens. Aqui. Salvar. Pronto, foi salvo. Eu vou entrar aqui no meu YouTube. E vambora fazer as caches do Kazuha primeiro. Mas antes, deixa eu entrar aqui em cache. Cache do Kazuha. Ah, tem cache do Kazuha e do rapazinho lá do deserto. Deixa eu ver aqui. Deixa eu dar uma conferida. Ah, é bem ali que pega. Então dá de boa. Se não chegar perto lá, e aí dá problema pra mim. Eu vou fazer do Kazuha. Vou lá em Nazuma. Bora fazer cache de Nazuma. Eu acho que faz um bom tempo que desde que chegamos na Zuma.
So many things have happened since then.
Aqui dá certinho. Por um piscar de olho, há muita coisa que eu nunca vou esquecer.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Hey! Don't be mean! I'm unsmart lots of the time! Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Aberto. A missão Kazuha. Aqui. Bom, olha um pouco de feijão e um pouco de arroz também. Pega lá. O que foi, Calibunda? Coloca pra zoar o prato aí, mas não sei se dá pra você também, né? Você tá morrendo de fome. Coloca uma colher de arroz aí, um feijão. Fazer aqui, né?
Time to go.
My blade! Finally, the fairy.
Quiver! Glory to the Shogun!
Finally, No.
Caraca, velho, esses carinhas não soltou nenhum pingente, sério?
Não.
Beleza. Obrigado. Tchau.
Off we go!
Não.
Get out of here! Take cover! Why do they never miss?
Ah, vai tomando banho, velho.
Off we go!
Pokébola, vai.
Adventure time!
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaedahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaedahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaedahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaedahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaedahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaedahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogun. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to... In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art. Focused on blade, those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you...
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter, and I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
No. Eu não deu.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Traz água pra mim também. Ah, tem água aqui. Você tá cheio. Dá um pouquinho de água.
there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidehara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just... Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking, but I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an...
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from...
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that... If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault. In which case, the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
The trail's already run cold.
Bota pra rodar então. Vai. Vai. Só tirar mais um pouco, né, se quiser.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless...
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever... Oh, actually, there was one strange incident. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this...
All right then. Recently, two people... One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other...
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. Two grown men going missing at the same time. Their case... I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is...
Understood. Though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what...
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your...
Ah, if it isn't Kai...
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes. The Kaedahara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a... As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and there is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized. As for the art of the Kaedahara clan, I believe it's called...
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and... For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedahara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues...
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew.
Oi. Fazer uma cache aqui. Tem um tempinho que eu não faço cache.
We hope to assist with the investigation.
Cache do Kazuha, depois eu vou fazer do Tignari. Fazer dois hoje e amanhã eu faço do Ciro. Deixa aqui no like maroto aí, se inscreve no canal também.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported that he didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it. But I've done what I can so far.
É da 3.1, né? É 3.0. 3.0, eu acho.
All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
Eu não fiz porque tava meio cansado. Obrigado.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing,
E aí, joga muito
he
Genshin?
gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift.
É.
I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Yes. Strange, isn't it? I
É porque também tava.
Do you have any thoughts on what
Eu
Yuya may have
dizer,
wanted to
não
give
tava
you?
tão cansado aí, cara do cachorro morreu aí. Eu fiquei meio, sabe, meio devagar nas lives. Aí voltei. Pegar as lives firme aí. Tem firme não, né? Tô fazendo 2 vezes por semana, na semana. Tem hora que faz 3.
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind
Meu
of
cachorro já
rare
morreu há muito
weapon.
tempo já, sabe? Morreu já há muito
Otherwise,
tempo aí.
there would have been no reason
Eu
for
tenho
him to get
uns
my hopes up.
mais de 3 meses, né? Mais de 3 meses. Aí eu. Fazia 5 meses, né? Cachorro morreu. Não, tô bem agora. Mas tem hora que quando eu lembro dele quando ficava perto de mim aqui, quando eu fazia live, ele ficava assim de mim. Ele sempre todo em cima de mim. Mas o que eu posso fazer? Deu uma doença nele lá e aí não resistiu não.
He
Ou
is
tentou.
extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Lá na vez que ele tava bem aqui, eu tava jogando fazendo live sempre, né? Tava bastante live, assim, agarrado assim mesmo, não, porque eu, no sábado e domingo eu trabalho, né?
The person we are looking for. He attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
Aí tô pegando devagarzinho aí.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Sim. Jogo todo dia. No off, eu jogo todo dia. De vez em quando eu faço vídeo também. Jogo no YouTube, mas mas parei uns tempos aí de fazer vídeo assim, focando no YouTube, mas eu de vez em quando coloco. Eu tenho pretendendo colocar uns 2 vídeos aí no YouTube.
With neither farewell nor fair warning.
Obrigado.
I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if
A gente cresce
coerced
devagarzinho,
or
né,
otherwise compelled by
Não
circumstances
pode
unbeknownst to me.
pensar em crescer, tem que pensar, mas tem que ser devagar. Ó, eu faço vídeo de Call of Duty, né? Eu faço vídeo de Call of Duty e alguns jogos que eu zero aqui, sabe? Dá umas, sabe, platino, eles aí. Não. Deixa não, para não. Igualzinho eu tô pensando em fazer Horizon BTS, né? E o Horizon BTS eu tô fazendo fazer live dele, né? Fazer live. Porque vídeo é meio complicado, é muita missão. Uns tempos atrás fiz até alguns vídeos, mas só que como é muita coisa pra fazer, né? A gente não. Se eu fazer vídeo eu só colocando alguns cortes, né? Colocar um vídeo inteiro fica meio puxado.
Please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry, you have our word.
Eu tenho bastante cortes aqui, acho que eu vou fazer qualquer dia desse aí, fazer uns vídeos aí.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each
Personagem que chama Nagato de Naruto. Sim. Do abismo, né?
Let's pay a visit to the
interessante
Nagato
mesmo.
household.
Eu faço uns malucagens lá no abismo, mas eu passo de boa, sabe? Assim, eu faço 11 até de boa. Mas chega no 12, eu tenho paciência não, velho. Aí é paciência. É, passa os malucagens doidos aí, velho. Opa, errei aqui o caminho. Eu mais combina, assim, parece umas combinanças loucas, sabe? De passo de boa. Ó, eu consigo fazer. No mais não faço 3 estrelinhas, sabe? Mas eu acho que consigo, sabe? Só que tem que ter mais dedicação, eu acho. Falta mais dedicação. Eu fecho num 6 ali, 6 estrelas. Aí ganho 100zão ali, né? Sozinho agora não fiz não, porque tinha um boss lá que me quebrou muito. Tem que ter um personagem de... Cozinha a Ayaka e a Ayato, né? Tô querendo pegar aí. Se vir eles, eu acho que eu vou conseguir passar de boas esses abismos. Ai, ai. Pegar só os bravos, velho. Pegar só os bravos. Já tem a Hantal aí. Hantal é bravo, velho. Com 2 personagens. Caraca. Aí sim. Aí sim. Mas fecha em 3 estrelinhas?
No. You misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation.
Aí manda bem.
We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
O Japeta, velho. O Japeta fechou com 2 personagens também. Ou foi com um personagem? O cara também tem 6 constelação de cada personagem. Que é desgrama.
I see. I thought that... I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind, can we...
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things.
Ixi, nossa. Aí você deu uma brava aí, né? Já é healer. The healer e dá e DPS. Imagina. Daí de boa, né?
I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him.
Tá louco.
Everything was fine when we first got
O de Luca já tá com 4 constelações dele já. A Jean tem 4 constelação. A Kekindle tem 3. Só não tem a Kiki, velho. Tá bom. Só não tem a Kiki. Aquela Kiki não vem pra mim, velho. Eu querendo ela, não vem pra mim. É a única personagem que eu não tenho. Dos mochileiros, do mochileiro lá.
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful.
Ó, eu tenho alguns aí, velho. Só só faltando só a Yaka, o Ayato, o Tito, a Elan. Ah, então, constelações só tem um do Deus do Gel, por enquanto. Eu vou querer pegar da deusa depois, da deusa do raio.
He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like... I'm happy he has a hobby and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. On the last day that
agora
I
a
saw
constelação
him,
dos personagens roxos eu tenho um monte fechado.
I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Eu pego o Deus do Gel só pra ter mesmo, velho. Que assim, ele é bonzinho, só que eu preferi a Deus que ele. No meu time. Me dá um escudinho bom ali. Meu tá dando muito pouco dano ainda. Eu tenho que aumentar a vida dele. Eu tenho que aumentar a vida dele para os... Eu quero aumentar para uns 40 mil nele. Mas eu não aumentei a vida dele ainda não. Sim. Véi, eu odeio aquele... O Vente, velho. Só o problema do Vente é assim... Ele tinha, tipo, marcar um monstro e só tá ult. Você só tá ult. E tiver um mob atrás de você, ele joga atrás de você. Ele joga atrás. Eu odeio quando ele faz isso, velho. Eu tenho que ficar correndo. Tem que correr pra frente pra ver se joga pro lado que eu quero.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a... And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand.
Eu só peguei o Vente só pra ter nele, porque eu usar tudo. Peguei um vento aí muito bom. Que deixa ele de lado. O Kazuha, eu tenho o Kazuha. O Kazuha já é muito bom. O Kazuha é bom pra caramba. Não, tem não. Cara, eu assim, tomara que essa deusa seja pra estragar mesmo os bichos, porque aquela ult dela é muito grande, né, velho? Ficou muito espaço, dá pra brincar ali, né? Será, velho? Mas assim... Eu acho assim, tem que colocar uma arma especial nela. Eu acho que é até legalzinho, né? A arma dela... A arma dela é boa, né? Pra ela. Se não tem na arma se não tem a arma, ela fica toda cagada, né? Eu acho que ela funciona com a arma dela. Eu acho. Eu não tenho a arma dela ainda não. Eu quero comprar a arma depois que eu não vim aí, eu quero comprar ela.
even though I'm still a little mad at him.
E a arma do Arrantal, que eu quero também.
As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period.
Mas com a lance dela era melhor não? Vou falar que os artefatos também, velho, não vem ajudando. Os artefatos principalmente não vem ajudando. Você vai upar um artefato, vem defesa. Você upa artefato, você quer recarga de energia, não vem recarga de energia, não upa a recarga de energia. Você vai uns 500 artefatos para ver se vem um bom.
But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man.
Os artefatos é uma porcaria, velho. Upar artefato podia tirar a defesa dos artefatos, velho. Assim, podia ter um jeito de, tipo, você gastar resina e tirar a defesa. A minha tá bem cagada, velho. Sim, assim, tá bom, mas eu acho que eu faltou mais artefato, sabe? Um artefato mais legalzinho.
A little confusing, more like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery.
Esse Shogun tá batendo
and see if we
quanto?
can piece together what we've learned.
210? Mas você bate sem buff? Sem buff dos personagens? Ajudando? Do abismo dá 70k. Ah, lá do abismo porque dá 70k cada dos bônus, né? Tem bastante bônus lá. Lá tem um bônus de recarga de energia. Imagina! Recarga de energia lá. Chega uns 450. Aí sim.
Rest assured.
E o foda lá no abismo, né? Não dá pra comer comida, né, velho? Aí o cara fica também bufado também, né, velho? Já ganha um buff do abismo e comer ainda, né? Imagina. Ah, eu usando com os personagens meus aqui que dá o buff, os buffs aqui, eu dou 250 mil, sabe? 2.500, 2.100, 2.100, 210 mil, 250 mil. E o mais baixo que eu dei assim foi 180.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come.
Muito obrigado. Pode em breve.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men
velho,
was
eu acho que o artefato mais chato de pegar é o de água. Que você pega lá no penhasco lá. O artefato mais chato de pegar é lá do penhasco. Aqui tem um bônus de água e bônus de gelo. É o trem mais chato do mundo. Sim. Eu acho também.
The fire at the warehouse likely played a... Do you have anything?
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle. Working off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up.
Eu tenho um shield lá, né? E aí eu tô tentando upar o shield lá, pegando uns material lá no abismo dele lá. Trem mais chato do mundo, velho. Tenta pegar esse artefato dele.
The chances are that there are still some clues left
Vem
for
só
us to
defesa,
discover.
velho.
One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there, right? Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events
Eu tenho não,
together.
velho. E eu não tenho não. Cara, eu tenho... Você quer ver quantos artefatos eu tenho?
Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing
Eu acho
feature
que tem
of the
mais...
attacker.
Eu acho que tem mais
Namely,
de...
that he is
Eu
principally
acho que
a
eu chuto tem
practitioner
mais
of
de
the blade
2
testing
mil de
techniques
artefatos.
of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get 2 birds with 1 stone here, but at this rate, it's stuck.
Let's keep going. Since we've come, if we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and...
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse.
Eu gastei uns artefatos e quebrei uns artefatos aqui. Eu tenho bastante artefato. Do gladiador tem uns 500 aí. Acho que mais que tem aqui é artefato do gladiador. Ah, isso aqui é tudo artefato. Só descendo, ó. Ah, tem do andarilho também, bastante do andarilho. É o gladiador. Perde de vista. Aí que acaba aqui. Eu tinha bastante, eu quebrei um cada ainda. Ó, esse aqui eu tudo peguei lá no abismo lá de água lá. Tem mais chá do mundo. Esse é o abismo aqui, ó. Se eu for pegar lá, você vai ver a dificuldade de pegar bons de água. Aqui, ó. Esse artefato aqui, ó. Esse domínio aqui, ó. Ô, domínio chato, velho. Deus me livre. Ó, bom de água aqui. Ah, é assim, eu posso mudar, né? Eu posso mudar assim meio. É porque eu tô querendo pegar, eu queria testar esse artefato lá com ele. Pingueiro. Peguei aquela árvore ali. Tô precisando de uns galhos capturados aqui. 200 metros aqui pertinho. Ah, deixa eu mostrar meu Diluc aqui. Meu Diluc e a Jean. Ó, os personagens que eu tenho aqui, ó. Tá vendo? Esse é os personagens que eu tenho. A Jean. Vamos ver o detalhe dela. Detalhes. É só clicar. Artefato. Tem uns 4 dela. Kekinha tem 3. E de Luke tenho 4. Eu tô mexendo no de Luke, sabe? O de Luke tá até bonzinho pra bater. Eu tô vendo aí o que eu faço com ele. Devagarzinho a gente mexe lá. Devagarzinho vai mexer nele. A Jean, ela é boa pra caramba também. De jogar os caras pra cima, né? Como você troca 3 artefatos aleatórios. Bom, seguia.
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those, as sketchy as that whole thing seems. You did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound.
Entendi.
It's right around here somewhere.
Sim, eu tô pensando em fazer isso também. Eu tô pensando em pegar um de bônus de ataque e aí eu vou fazendo alguma coisa ali, né? Que ali tem um bônus de ataque ali. O chute, eu acho que ele crita mais, né? Eu acho que ele crita, né? Ele precisa de dano crítico. Eu acho que ele precisa disso. Eu sou cagado de upar artefato. Eu tenho que farmar artefato roxo agora pra upar. E também tô farmando lá no bully também, né? Eu gastei uns tempo aqui, eu gastei bastante esse tempo atrás aí. Peguei e quebrei uns dourados também, quebrei bastante dourado.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left it. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
Taxa? Pode ser isso mesmo. O Shield, eu gosto de jogar com ele também. Eu gostava bastante de ficar assim com ele. Aí como peguei o Kazuha, deixei ele um pouquinho de lado.
We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
O foda é que a habilidade dele, o R2 deles, antigamente, demorava a carregar, viu, velho?
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place.
No abismo, principalmente, demorava a carregar a habilidade dele.
Still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source was...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions.
Você pegou o sino?
Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Você é besta, velho. Nossa. Mas você não tinha o vente ou você já tinha o vente?
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
Ixi. Aí é foda, velho. E eu também, de uma vez que aconteceu desse comigo. Eu fui dar tiro dei um tiro na o bunny da Eimico, né? E o que acontece? Tá querendo pegar o garantido para dar o tiro no irmão da Ayaka. Veio a Mona. Brilhou, veio a Mona. Fiquei felizão. Aí sim, né? Cara, velho, eu não tenho sorte pra pegar dourado assim não, velho. Eu tenho que dar uns 90 tiros pra pegar um porra de um dourado. É, ficou garantido agora. Você é besta, velho. Nossa. Então você pegou a Mona, aí você deu mais 10 tiros. Nossa, velho. É por isso. E eu tava querendo pegar. Não tava querendo pegar em mico não, né? Aí eu dei mais de 80 tiros. Aí eu falei assim, eu vou dar mais um tiro pra vir um dourado. E aí eu fico garantido também. Aí bico. Ah, sim. Aí eu ficava garantido para depois dar um tiro no Ayato, né? Ou Ayaka, não sei que na época ia vir. Aí eu fui e dei o tiro. Quando eu dei o tiro, dei 90 tiros. Foi culpa minha, na verdade, né? Foi culpa minha. Saber que 90 tiros veio garantido, né? Aí eu dei o tiro, veio um dourado. Aí quando veio lá, aí mico. Mas assim, eu gosto dela também, sabe? Curti muito ela também. Ela é muito boa. Cara, tá fazendo um calorzão aqui. Tá fazendo um calorzão. Aí é foda, velho. Aí é foda. E eu dei 80 tiros, sabe? Na inimigo. Aí eu, tipo assim, vou dar mais um tiro, aí vai vir um dourado. Mas sabe bem que quando dá 90 tiros, já vem o do banner, né? O banner é garantido no 90. Bom, fala, né? Mas que engraçado. Na deusa, velho, eu dei mais de 160. Mais de 160 tiros na deusa. 160 tiros de 10. Não, é isso não. Não, 160, isso tá errado, 160 de tiro mesmo, 160 de tiro. Aí é demais, e aí dá 1.600, né? Na Deus, engraçado que na Deus eu dei mais de 160. Que 90 já vem um garantido, entendeu? E ela enrolou 20 demais. Eu tô com medo de vir nessa Deus agora e me enrolar também. Gastar meus tirinhos tudo nela. Eu só vou pegar ela, tomara que seja boa demais, velho. Senão eu vou só botar só para coletar. Botar só para coletar coisas. Que ela é boa só de coletar, que eu tô vendo lá. Mas como eu vi algumas gameplay, não sei se é real, eu vi ela dando 200 mil de dano. Ia dar muito dano. Não sei se isso é bom ou ruim. Foi por pouco.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse...
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and quite possibly...
Whoa! Look at all those hilichurls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. By the looks of it, well, let's take a look. According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato...
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and... whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilichurls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some... If Amenoma...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading...
Wait! You figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will on with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now.
Nada.
With the wind.
He seems to have stayed.
Why here?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Caiu aí? Deu uma caída aí na internet?
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So wait, what's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Ué? Eu não vi, não.
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenome Yuya.
É mesmo, você falou ali mesmo.
But what if instead of facing Amenome
Não é que eu li
Yuya,
errado aí.
we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off its... Whoa! Surely you do...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity.
Tem que tentar com sede mesmo, velho. Tem que se hidratar e falando de água, vou tomar uma aguinha aqui também.
The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting
Tomar aguinha é
his
bom.
state of mind,
Se hidratar.
and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather, as a means to occupy Amenome Yuya's body.
Ah, velho, eu tenho que ver algumas coisas que eu leio, sabe? Pra entender um pouquinho da história.
Sharper than I thought. You've already deduced. Many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to...
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also, in conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but
So... swords can become...
the people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one. But in all other respect, after the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to... I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
Ah. So Amenome Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using...
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take...
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's... At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenome Yuya, Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun.
Vamos ver se eu vou conseguir dar uns 250 mil aqui.
Over to me!
Tá isso aí, pô? Vamos ver se eu dar uns 250 mil primeiro aqui. Só um segundo, pô. Cadê ele? Cadê aqui? Bora ver se eu consigo. Ai, já levei uma pancadinha. 250 mil, vai. Ah, 100 mil, velho. Só 100 mil? Não pegou direito, não. Não pegou. Até, velho. Valeu aí.
Or I will strike you down too.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will. The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger! And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my—
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his—
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade.
Ai, mano, pô. Caralho, velho.
If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe
claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are—
Oh, that's right! Paimon remembers now! Mr. Nagato had a habit of—
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
What of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, but the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since—
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from—
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life. I will
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality, I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this...
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demand.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amin...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenome Yuya. If we... The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenome Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions...
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something. Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Ah, all right. Please leave.
What about
The blade says he'll let Amenome Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just...
Leave everything on this journey to me. The wind knows me. Get down to business. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he's instead trying to... Let's keep going.
Vamos continuar em frente. Não! Atingi o limite de artefato, aí fodeu.
Let's get down to business. One with nature. How's this? To the ferry. Let's get down to business. Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. To the ferry.
with the blade.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting...
What would that do to Amanome?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal. Time to go.
Tem baú, né?
One with nature.
Get over!
Wind strike. Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. It looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the...
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup! We can help this time!
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Agora...
Let's get down to business. One with nature.
Cheap tricks!
The wind knows me.
This isn't over!
Into the wind.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really... No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can... Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what...
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness to Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami...
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It isn't...
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of...
He gave me everything. How could I possibly deny him his... I said to him, do not worry, from here on I shall... How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths.
Certamente quando eu estive exilado O ferreiro acabou descobrindo a verdade sobre um golpe do lançador ruim.
He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for... He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud...
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame.
Yes. It is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my fall. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the darkness. The slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition...
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, but I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Ame no Mayuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be a...
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was... Alas, after that, nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgression. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true...
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Ame no Mayuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, if a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Hã? Só para um pouquinho.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Vou batalhar? Não, tem que ir.
Let's finish this quickly. Oh, is it time for me to join you? This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon still. Even if he's way... Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Sério?
Time to go. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind. One with nature. The wind knows.
Não! Eu vou botar a vida! Botou. Ele botou a vida. Ele ousou botar a vida.
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature. The wind knows me.
Ele vai voltar. Vou parar de bugar ele. Vai. Essa arma aqui.
Into the wind. One with nature. Fallen leaves adorn my night. The wind knows me. One with nature. Into the wind. The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of his sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the... I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaede. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes. I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he...
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
It's Yuya!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Hyuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for any... I have decided to let him do it.
You... What? Ugh. Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes, than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha?
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait! Shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon.
Wow! You sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. so it is only proper for me. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Acabou.
There is no escape.
Beleza. Então, gente, esse é o vídeo de hoje, né? Amanhã vai ter mais vídeo. E obrigado quem chega aqui, inscreva no canal, deixa aquele like maroto e valeu, falou, é nóis. Fui, galera. Tchau. Fechando aqui.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion.
Primeiro eu vou entrar aqui, capturar o vídeo antes de fechar, né? E agora encerrando. Obrigado a todos aí, gente. Valeu, falou, é nóis, fui, até mais.